Let's face it, most EDC gear is built for Instagram, not impact. Drop your phone and watch it shatter. Get caught in the rain and see your gear fail. And while we love well-designed gear, most EDC products today prioritize looking tough over actually being tough. But buried in the noise are companies still building gear the old way, prioritizing materials that won't quit and construction that outlasts everything else in your pocket. These aren't the brands flooding Amazon with tactical-looking knockoffs. They're manufacturers who've spent decades perfecting products that military units, first responders, and professionals stake their lives on. And yes, this gear will cost you more money up front, but when your multi-tool still works after decades of abuse and your knife never rusts regardless of conditions, the math changes completely. So without further ado, let's dive into some of the best rugged EDC gear on the market today. Most premium bag makers stick to what they know: leather, canvas, maybe some waxed cotton. And this week's sponsor, Grams 28, is best known for their meticulous Italian leather goods, but the brand decided to take a completely different approach with their adventure collection. They partnered with Dimension Polyant, the same German textile mill that supplies America's cup sailing teams, to source X-Pack sailcloth for a crossbody that can handle whatever you throw at it. The 302 Adventure Sling uses X-Pack X11, a 3-layer laminate that's completely waterproof and rated for 1750 abrasion cycles under ASTM testing. Translation: it won't tear, it won't soak through, and it maintains its shape whether you're carrying a 13-inch MacBook or a full camera kit with lenses. The configurable padded dividers let you organize up to 14 liters of gear across 2 front compartments and the main section. At 900 grams with Italian pebbled leather accents, it bridges the gap nicely between Gram 28's luxury heritage and legitimate outdoor functionality. And if crossbody bags aren't quite your thing, we get it. The brand also has rolled out the 301 Adventure Backpack and 303 Adventure Duffel, both of which are built from the same hard-wearing, ultra-durable materials. And because this is a rugged EDC Essentials guide, each bag from the collection is backed by a lifetime warranty. When it comes to multi-tools, it's hard to beat a good Leatherman. So when Leatherman decided to build their most premium multi-tool, we already knew they wouldn't mess around with incremental upgrades. The Leatherman ARC represents 40 years of Portland engineering experience distilled into one tool that finally answers the question: what if a multi-tool didn't compromise on materials? At its heart is a MagnaCut blade, the same steel that's all the rage in the world of high-end knives, thanks to its combination of edge retention, corrosion resistance, and toughness. Most multi-tools settle for basic 420 HC steel, but the ARC's blade maintains sharpness through extended abuse while still maintaining solid corrosion resistance. And the DLC coating adds another layer of protection against wear. And if you haven't experienced Leatherman's free technology, it's certainly worth the hype, allowing one-handed access to all 20 tools via magnetic deployment. And those tools include a MagnaCut knife blade, needle nose pliers, regular pliers, large bit driver, diamond coated file, small bit driver, wood and metal file, pry tool, premium replaceable wire cutters, premium replaceable hard wire cutters, impact surface, large screwdriver, bottle opener, can opener, awl, spring action scissors, saw, wire stripper, electrical crimper, and an edge file. At 4.25 inches closed and backed by their 25-year warranty, the ARC isn't cheap, but it's a tool that you buy once and pass down, which for us makes it worth every penny. Over the years, we've become obsessed with Vollebak's approach to engineering. While most brands ask, how cheap can we make this? Founders Nick and Steve Tidball ask, what if this literally couldn't break? It's a philosophy born from their background surviving ultramarathons through hostile environments where gear failure means serious consequences. The Indestructible belt exemplifies their over-engineering ethos perfectly. Built around a Dyneema core, the same fiber used in bulletproof vests and deep sea oil rig cables, this belt can theoretically support 4 tons before breaking. For context, that's 10 grizzly bears worth of tensile strength, though we're not quite sure why you'd need that much holding power around your waist. Gearheads will instantly recognize the Austrian Cobra buckle, where it's manufactured for mountaineers in life or death situations. Fun fact, Felix Baumgartner wore this exact buckle system during his supersonic space jump, which makes it the perfect kind of overkill for daily wear. The belt end is made in Italy by the fine folks at Riri, and the entire package weighs just 120 grams. And while the belt itself is over-engineering at its finest, the bold, Indestructible stamped aluminum case might be equally impressive. Sure, it's an expensive piece of gear that you'll probably never need, but everyone's got their vices. Most power banks are built for coffee shops, not combat zones. Dark Energy took a different approach when they designed the Poseidon Pro, subjecting it to extreme tests including 50-foot drops, shotgun blasts, 1,500 pounds of crushing force, and even explosives. The result is a 10,200 mAh brick that is literally built to handle anything you can throw at it. The ArmorFlex technology used here isn't just marketing. This thing survived 3 months frozen solid and can handle full submersion for 45 minutes thanks to its IP68 rating. At 9.6 ounces, it's roughly phone-sized but packs enough juice for 2 to 3 full charges on most devices across 3 ports, dual USB-C and USB-A. In addition to being built like a tank, the Poseidon Pro differs from typical power banks thanks to its longevity engineering. It's rated for 500 plus charge cycles and can hold its charge for over 8 years thanks to its patented low-drain technology. The built-in flashlight and timer modes are thoughtful additions, but the real selling point here is reliability when everything else fails. When Paul C. Fisher spent his own money developing a pressurized ballpoint that could write in zero gravity, he wasn't solving a problem that didn't exist. He was addressing a real safety issue. Pencil lead fragments floating around spacecraft and flammable wood in pure oxygen environments posed real hazards that NASA needed to solve. The AG-7 is essentially unchanged since Apollo 7 carried it to space in 1967. Built from solid brass with chrome plating, it uses a unique dual-button mechanism. Top button deploys the tip, side button retracts it. That satisfying click becomes addictive, though your coworkers might disagree. The pressurized PR4 cartridge writes reliably from -30 degrees Fahrenheit to 250 degrees Fahrenheit, upside down, underwater, or on almost any surface. Yes, it's a ballpoint with the occasional skip, but when you need something that works regardless of conditions, few pens deliver this level of reliability. At 5 inches long and slightly top-heavy, it's not the most balanced writing instrument, but it is the same pen that went to the moon. Urban Armor Gear has built a reputation on protecting military and first responder devices. So when they claim 25-foot drop protection, we know they're not messing around here. The Monarch Pro represents their flagship case engineering, built with actual DuPont Kevlar, the same material found in bulletproof vests. The 5-layer construction starts with a shock-resistant core, adds a signature armor frame, includes a polycarbonate shear plate, wraps it in impact-resistant rubber, and finishes it all off with that distinctive Kevlar weave you can actually feel and hear when you tap it. At 63 grams in weight, it is a bit more substantial than other cases, but that's really the point here. The hexagonal shock absorption pattern inside and traction grip exterior put its engineering chops on full display. MagSafe works flawlessly here, and the oversized tactile buttons deliver satisfying clicks. The price is on the premium end, especially when compared to cases offering similar protection for half the cost. But it's one of those cases that actually is as strong as it looks. Rust never sleeps, and most knife owners don't clean their blades nearly enough, ourselves included. Terrain 365 solved this problem by ditching steel entirely, building the Narwhal-AT around Terravantium, their proprietary dendritic cobalt alloy that literally cannot rust or corrode. A quick rundown of the technology here. The blade requires no heat treatment, stays sharp for extended periods due to its toothy microscopic structure, and can handle salt water immersion with just a freshwater rinse afterward. Combined with an all-titanium frame, ceramic bearings, and throw in hyperglow pivot rings for extra form factor, and it's a knife that's engineered for zero maintenance durability. At 8.15 inches overall, with a 3.54-inch blade length and weighing 4.5 ounces, the Narwhal balances well despite its substantial build. The frame lock deployment is smooth, the pocket clip features a ceramic ball detent for effortless pocket insertion, and the spear point blade geometry handles everything you can throw at it. For anyone operating in corrosive environments, marine, industrial, or just chronically neglectful of maintenance, the Narwhal is a tough EDC blade to beat. When Jim Gennard founded Oakley in 1975 with $300 and unconventional ideas, he probably didn't imagine someone would eventually turn the company's elliptic O logo into actual sunglasses. But for Oakley's 50th anniversary, that's exactly what happened with the Ellipse, a perfect circle of lens wrapped in performance tech. The radical shape isn't just a design stunt. Physiomorphic geometry creates a closer-to-face fit that actually improves coverage and reduces wind interference. The single wraparound lens is made from plutonite polycarbonate with integrated UV protection that won't wear off like coatings, while prism technology enhances color and contrast across different environments. Unobtainium nose pieces and ear socks get grippier as you sweat, and the lightweight O-matter frame keeps them comfortable during extended wear. At 17% light transmission, they're built for bright conditions where you need serious eye protection. And while Oakley has many models that would fit the bill for this guide, we felt this newly released model deserves some shine here, as it feels like Oakley's sci-fi aesthetic in full force. It's hard to not include a G-Shock on this guide. Anything the brand makes is basically a shoe-in here. And while most G-Shock straps are made from resin that can handle anything you can throw at them, we wanted to mix things up a bit. Casio's Utility Black Series takes a different approach, swapping traditional materials for Cordura Eco Fabric, the same stuff used in many of our favorite high-performance military and outdoor gear. The GA700 BCE-1A combines G-Shock's legendary shock resistance with a textile strap that's built to outlast regular use while also reducing environmental impact. You still get the same 200-meter water resistance, 5-year battery life, world time across 31 zones, and that signature chunky 57.5mm case that can survive being run over by a truck. The Cordura strap brings a tactical aesthetic that works equally well in the office or on job sites. However, it is worth mentioning that the fabric does take a bit longer to dry than its resin counterparts. At 76 grams, it wears lighter than its bulk and sizing would suggest, and the all-black colorway with subtle gray accents keeps it versatile. For those who appreciate G-Shock's legendary durability but want something that nods to military gear rather than extreme sports, this is a solid everyday timepiece. Most people abuse their pocket knives doing tasks they were never designed for in the first place. Prying open paint cans, scraping adhesive, and so on. Big Idea Design built the titanium pry bar specifically to handle these knife-killing jobs, while also adding an unexpected twist. 3 magnetic fidget sliders that have become surprisingly addictive. Machined from grade 5 titanium at 4.5 inches long, it's TSA-friendly and built to last with their lifetime warranty. The ridged tip works as a file or scoring tool, the flat end handles screwdriver duties, and the chamfered edges provide solid grip whether you're right or left-handed. The deep carry clip keeps it accessible but unobtrusive. Admittedly, we thought the fidget magnets initially seemed gimmicky. We're not huge fidget gear fans, but we found ourselves using them from time to time during Zoom meetings or downtime. You can remove 1, 2, or all 3 of the magnets, and there's a lanyard hole for further customization and carrying options. While we certainly understand a pry bar is not going to be a logical choice for everyone's EDC setup, Big Idea Design makes one of the best in the business. Pelican has made quite the name for themselves, protecting mission-critical equipment in the harshest environments imaginable. The R40 utility ruck case brings that same bomb-proof engineering to personal gear organization, shrinking their legendary protection down to something that fits in your backpack. The ABS shell and rubberized bumpers are built to handle serious abuse. Multiple drop tests from various heights left only minor scratches. That comically oversized dual pivot latch isn't just for show either. It creates a satisfying click and never failed to keep content secure during our testing. The IP68 rating means 30 minutes underwater at 2 meters of depth without leaking. Inside, the flexible lid organizer and rigid divider tray keep your phone separated from keys to prevent screen scratches. MOLLE-compatible loops add external attachment options, while the built-in pressure valve maintains internal air pressure without compromising waterproofing. At 1.68 pounds, it is definitely substantial for its size, but that's a trade-off for this sort of protection, and the lifetime guarantee backs up Pelican's confidence in their engineering. SureFire has long been one of our favorite torch makers, producing tactical lights that keep law enforcement officers alive in the worst situations imaginable. The Stiletto Pro II brings that same mil-spec durability to everyday carry, packing 1,500 lumens and 35,000 candela into a surprisingly pocketable package. The dual LED design creates SureFire's hybrid beam, an intense center spot for distance work surrounded by enough spill light to maintain situational awareness. At 375 meters of throw, it can easily identify threats across parking lots or just light up your home's hallways in the middle of the night. The hard anodized aluminum body survives IPX7 submersion testing, while the integrated lithium polymer battery charges via USB-C and provides 1-hour runtime at full power. The side switches cycle through 25, 500, and 1500 lumen modes, while the tactical tail switch instantly delivers maximum output plus an optional strobe function. At 5 ounces and roughly iPhone thickness, it's definitely not the smallest pocket torch on the market. But the perfectly tensioned pocket clip makes carry manageable, and each SureFire flashlight is both designed and built right here in the USA. And there you have it, rugged EDC gear engineered to outlast everything else in your pockets. Building truly indestructible products requires companies to reject the throwaway mentality that dominates most manufacturing today. These brands chose premium materials and lifetime warranties over quarterly profits. It's a philosophy that's becoming increasingly rare, but also more valuable than ever. As always, this is just our take on some of the best ultra-rugged EDC gear out there, but we'd love to hear your thoughts. We're always looking for gear that can take a beating and looks good while doing it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more EDC guides. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.